For motivation, education, information, and everything in between, you came to the right place at the right time. You're still watching EKSE right here on channel 263. This is Cape Town TV, the People's Channel. Holding your fort is Lama Lee Moon. You can follow us on Twitter. It is EKSE_live on Facebook, as well as on Instagram. It is EKSE Live. Thank you for choosing us as your source of entertainment. Talking about information and motivation, the lady that I'm about to have conversation with is nothing short of a motivator, because he's social entrepreneur, activist, a purpose-driven pioneer and strategist. I'm talking about Divya Vasant, who has a career that reads like a Bible. The amazing things that she has done in this little time that she has lived in this world would blow you away. But she's here to represent herself and what she does. Welcome to the show and thank you for taking time out with us, Divya. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Am I correct in calling you a feminist?
Absolutely.
Why
100% correct.
What is a feminist? What are feminists looking for in this world? Explain that little bit about you.
So it's such a great question, Lama. And thank you so much for bringing it up because I think a lot of people have the wrong idea about feminism. So feminism is not the opposite of patriarchy. Um, it is very possible, and in fact, it is correct for me to be a feminist and to not be anti-men. You know, the opposite of patriarchy is matriarchy, not feminism. Feminism is the belief that we should build everything viewing anybody in our space as equal. That's the philosophy of feminism. So, feminism talks about how everybody in an ecosystem, in an economy, should be approached as equal in terms of what they can contribute, equal in terms of their ability to access opportunity, and equal in terms of the value that they have. So I am absolutely a feminist. And I think because particularly women are in many, many ways not as valued in our spaces, feminism tends to be a cause that champions women, but it also champions other people who aren't valued in any given space. Anybody who's marginalized or who's being excluded can seek, I suppose, their fight through feminism.
Yeah, I'm glad I asked that question because I was not asking for a friend. I was asking for myself, and I learned a lesson right now. Thank you for that. Um, and I guess that is why you have intentions of founding a woman-owned, a woman-led, women-only organizations because it reflects your belief.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, I was very deliberate in creating a woman only space, owned by women, led by women, managed by women, created by women for women, because not because I'm anti men. I am happily married and enjoy being married to a wonderful man. So I'm not anti men. But the reason that I created a woman only space is because when you look at the spaces that we have created as a country, as an economy, even globally, it's not unusual for us to have male owned, male started, male led, male dominated companies and organizations, right? I mean, to this day, it's not unusual for us to walk into a boardroom and it's full of men. I mean, that was pretty much the character of the beginning of my career. Every space that I walked into was a space that only had men. So, by creating a woman only space, it's not because we're anti men. It's to say, let's start breaking up the concentration of where decisions are made, where values created, where commercial opportunity is created, and let's start creating it for women. So I think it's more about leveling the playing field, and it's more about introducing a space where women can start thriving so that when we look at the broader economy, now we've got more women who can support other women to grow and to take up those seats and to take up seats of ownership, which is very difficult to do when, traditionally, ownership has been a male dominated thing.
Let's talk about the Amazi Group. I understand that you are the founder as well as the chief executive officer of the Amazi Group. What is the Amazi Group and what it is that it has to offer?
So I'm the co-founder. I have an amazing co-founder. So I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Amazi Group, and we are a social enterprise. We're a social business, which I think is still a fairly new concept, particularly to us in South Africa. But essentially, our belief is that you can create real social change through commercial models. So we believe that the pursuit of profit is not bad in and of itself, but that we should be pursuing profit to invest it in really kind of solving the socio-economic challenges that we know that we face as a country. And that's exactly what Amazi does. So we're an organization that creates opportunities for women to learn and women to earn in the wellness industry. And we've got two arms to our organization. We've got a nonprofit arm called our Amazi Academy. And our academy creates all sorts of learning platforms for young women, women who've never accessed any type of skills or learning material post high school. And we've also got programs where we incubate women to become entrepreneurs within the wellness industry. And once a woman accesses our learning platform through our Amazi Academy, we then connect her to Amazi Beauty, which is our chain of nail and beauty bars. And there, she's able to take everything that we've taught her and everything that we've given her, and she's now able to start accessing a market, accessing earning, and practicing those tools and those learnings so that she can create an income and grow it. And the reason why it's so important to us that we connect all of the opportunities we create for women to learn with opportunities to earn is because we know that you can only be economically included when you can earn money. And when you can earn money sustainably and you can grow that, imparting a skill is only one step in the process, because with that skill, women need access to a market. They need access to a market where they can grow their earning. And the reason why we created our group the way that we did is because we believe that that ecosystem is really important.
Divya, you were in corporate and then you shifted to being an entrepreneur. How easy or challenging was that decision for you?
Oh, wow. Really challenging, really challenging. I mean, I started in probably one of the hardest corporate environments anybody can start their career in, and that's investment banking. Um, and, it was a pretty cutthroat, pretty male-dominated environment. And I think, you know, it was it was difficult to figure out how to access or unlock success because it required me as a woman, and particularly as a young woman of color, it required me to change myself in ways that I started becoming uncomfortable with. It required me to be a lot more aggressive. It required me to be a lot more cutthroat than I really am. And it required me to bring out aspects of myself that I just didn't feel were authentic to who I was. And on top of that, I think the work that I did was something that I constantly questioned, even though I really enjoyed economic research, which is the field that I was in. I just felt like all of the skill that I've learned and all of this experience that I'm accumulating needs to go into something that I can kind of see in terms of the change that I'm affecting. So it took me probably about 2 to 3 years of ongoing conversations with myself, with friends, with a life coach, with as many people as I could get my hands on, actually, to try and figure out, should I make the move? And why am I making that move? And what comes with that move? Because I think while we glamorize entrepreneurship's not easy. And the decision to move from accessing a pretty good stable income to having no income at all, that's not an easy decision, and it's not a decision that you should take lightly.
Yeah.
So it was a long time. It was really a lot of thought and a lot of planning that went into moving. Um, but essentially, I moved because I really wanted what I do in this world to mean something. That's the simple reason.
Your resume is so amazing. You do a lot. I don't know if you do have hours of sleep because I don't believe that you do. With all that you're doing, Divya, who is that one person? If they would say, "I'm so proud of you," you'd be content. Who'd be that person?
Wow, that's such a that's such a deep question, Lama. And actually, you're making me tear up on a Monday morning. I think for me, it would be my grandmother, my my dad's mom. She died when I was quite young. She died when I was 8, and so I never got to know her growing up, and I never got to know her as I kind of entered adulthood and tried to figure out the woman that I wanted to be or the woman that I'm becoming. But there's just this impact that she had on me, and this memory that I have of her of just being an anomaly, being the first woman within her village to get an education, being the first woman within her village to practice as a priestess, being a feminist, and discovering all of these writings that she did long after she passed away that spoke about her feminist philosophies. So I think if somehow I could know that she was proud of me, I think that would be some sort of universal fulfillment.
I might not be your grandmother, but I am super proud of you. You are such an inspiration, and I think that people that are watching you right now, they say, I wish to become that woman one day. Thank you so much for building the community, and the work that you do is remarkable.
Oh, thank you so much, Lama, and thank you for the affirmation.
Yeah.
I really like. So Amazi has an Instagram account and a Facebook page. You can find us. Our handle is at Amazi Beauty, one word. You can look us up on either of those two platforms, or you can pop us an email at info@amazibeauty.co.za, or you can head to our website, www.amazibeauty.co.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the co-founder and CEO of the Amazi Group that seeks to create access to knowledge, tools, and opportunities for women to unlock their true potential. If you're inspired, that was our aim. We're going to take a quick ad break, and when we return, there's more of EKSE. Don't you go nowhere. Channel 263, it is the People's Channel.